Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast One Piece reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is One Piece. Episodes 275 and 276. Straw Hats are facing off directly against CP9, beckoning Robin to return. See what happens this time. Leave a like and subscribe. Check out Patreon to get 2 weeks ahead of uncut reactions, 1 week ahead of edited reactions. We hope you guys enjoy most of all. Leave a like, subscribe. Let's go. Six v six.
Franky's gonna be so happy when he sees that all his family came to rescue him too.
He's gonna be pretty sad when they don't leave with him, though. Robin just pushes him off.
That'd be so good. Just like sprouts arms underneath his feet. Let's just steal that or destroy it. Just grab it, Robin.
We're about to get backstory. Is she gonna stop him?
Push him off.
Backstory.
Ooh,
West Blue.
that tree.
Backstory.
Did she? No.
Whoa.
I mean, that would be pretty creepy.
She had a devil fruit even all the way back then.
It's
Bird.
so cute.
She's just so focused on the book that the birds just hang out with her.
So beautiful. But I love the, like,
The
design.
architecture, yeah.
That's so shitty.
Cinderella moment.
This is a big library.
Is this her imagination?
Oh. Hmm.
者と認め合って一緒に研究をする仲間だ。社
That's so nice.
Hmm. This guy's hair is crazy.
I guess that's why he's called Clover.
Mm-hmm.
Tree of Knowledge, 5,000 years old. That's the oldest thing we know of so far, I think.
Yeah, I can see why they destroyed it.
Irreplaceable treasure for all of humanity. Oh, shit.
Look at that little tiger. Or lion. Mm-mm.
Do they all know something about the
You
poneglyphs?
peek into the basement.
They've been keeping it secret. Is she accidentally gonna leak it to somebody and then they're gonna do Buster Call?
Mm.
Is somebody gonna be listening to this 800 years ago once again?
Mother.
Olivia? Whoa, we saw her. Is she alive? I wonder if she's alive, or if we're gonna see her die now. I think we saw her in front of fire, like in a flash of a flashback.
I guess
Looks
I
like her, but like a
remember that.
Targaryen. What? Elbaf cowboy?
Not quite, not very good at context clues.
Is this guy? Did he know Olivia? Maybe they were both taken prisoner on the same vessel or something?
A raft out of what? You can't cut down the library. Not from Elbaf.
Dude's on the run for sure.
This is such a weird and straightforward child. You're not even cool, bro. He's D.
The Will of D.
This is Luffy's great uncle right now. This is Luffy's dad.
Jaguar D. Sol. That's not
So
enough.
not much. A tic tac.
That's a Sea King, sir. Don't tell him.
I wonder if her mom fed her one. It's cute.
Oh, Jesus. Wait, what, Spandline?
Spandine. Spandam's cooler,
Brother?
yeah.
It's her!
She looks so cool.
Nico Olivia. Ooh, that's cool.
Chopper.
That's a really,
really
good
good.
one. That's a crazy good one. What'd you think of that?
That was a good episode. I liked the. I was not really expecting the random giant to come in, but I feel like this is all just like building towards a way crazier story of what was going on in the background and what, you know, made them come here in the first place. And also apparently her mom got captured, but then she just showed up, so she must have escaped. You know, possibly also with this guy, unless this is just a weird coincidence at the same time, you know?
I doubt it.
But there's definitely something going on.
I wonder what his deal is, because he said he's like a peaceful giant. He's not part of like the warrior clan of giants of Elbath.
Yeah.
So many mysteries.
Robin as a kid is so cute and funny.
She is cute.
She's just, yeah. I really like the voice actor as well. She just sounds really
Yeah, I like the
kid-like, but like really like, hey, like I don't know, just something about the tone of it really suits her.
Do these guys look familiar to you?
No.
I guess they don't. This guy looks weirdly familiar. I don't think we've met them before, but... So you think they're chasing her?
Probably.
Chief Spandine or Spandine. 100% like Spandam's dad that he's like trying to measure up to, so he's also a Nepo baby to hate him even more.
Yeah.
Chief Spandine, please don't come in. So it must be this guy, maybe.
Yeah.
Or is it the other dude, this dude? Why do I have to come all the way? I think it's him.
Huh.
I think he looks more like Spandam. Maybe that's why he seems familiar.
I don't know. But yeah, this is interesting, and I guess maybe Robin's mom's gonna get blown up in the Buster call as well, like because she just came back.
They want to talk to you, Chief. Just ignore it. I'm sure they'll want a status report. Yeah, they must be talking. This guy must be Chief Spandine.
Opera.
Yeah, that must be another sister island. It must have like a similar... I think they're setting up like a naming convention for the West Blue, which will be notable when we hear other island names, like without them referencing. Like if they say... Okara or something like that, or Sarah or some weird shit like that. Maybe it'll be like they'll be listing a bunch of names of islands, and maybe one will be important, and then it'll have a similar name, and then we'll like, oh, that must be in the West Blue because they have a similar like naming convention. And I wonder if Robin's mom's name is like similar to that as well, because it's Olivia on Ohara next to opera or opera. So many mysteries.
Yeah, I felt so bad for Robin when she's like, oh, I'm an archaeologist, so that means that I can, like, get in on this. And they're like, no.
Too early. You're not ready.
It's sad.
And it's too dangerous.
It's sad. It's sad because, like, they aren't wrong, really, for denying her, because it's super dangerous, and as we've seen, everyone here dies, other than Robin. And if she had been in there with them, she probably would have also died. But it's hard, because obviously she's a kid, and she has no friends and no family that cares about her, and it's just, like, she just wanted to be a part of something, and that also kind of makes sense why, you know, the Straw Hats have had such an impact on her, because it's like she just wants to be a part of something, and, like, have people that, like, accept her and, you know, let her in on all their secrets, kind of, like these guys
just wants to be included.
Yeah. Sad.
But it's for their own good.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, so the thing that this is leading up to is obviously the Buster Call, and then Robin destroying, like, 8 Navy ships or something like that. But we've speculated that because she was a kid, she just got blamed for all of it. But I wonder if this guy is gonna, like, defend her by destroying all the ships, and he's actually, like, a super badass, even though he says he's, like, really peaceful. Maybe he's like a, you know, he's got a monster. What if he ate, like, a devil fruit, and that's why he was, like, drowning?
Or her mom helps destroy the ships, and then it gets pinned.
Yeah,
like, if the mom destroyed the ships, but then she died, but they knew that Robin was still on the loose.
Yeah, then they pin it on her.
Yeah. Because, like, you can't tell the world, oh, this child knows secrets that could kill everyone. Let's hunt them down. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be like, oh, this person it could potentially know how to make a crazy weapon. People would be like, oh, I don't want to turn her in. I want to keep her so I can get that for myself. Like Crocodile. So it would make sense to sort of pin something on her that, you know, allows her bounty to be really high even as a child. But, I mean, maybe she just does go crazy and, you know, destroys all those ships, but I don't know.
I don't think she can. I think there's some going on there, some fishy. I've thought that was fishy ever since the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, either it was a big power scaling thing. That was one idea, but there's the more we've seen Robin fight, and, you know, she has a lot of utility to her, but, like, she, you know, she's not like that. She's not,
like, blowing up however many ships crazy.
I realize what this is familiar. He kind of looks like Aokiji in the nose, but he's wearing glasses. And these guys, I wonder if they're like CP1 or CP0, like the original. And then because of their success, like Buster calling this place, maybe they are, you know, the whole CP organization
kind of formed out.
Yeah, it grows from that up to CP5, and then Spandam comes along, and he's like a nepo baby. He's trying to, like, rise through the ranks and make a name for himself, separate from his either older brother or dad or whatever. And then, because this is 10 years before that, so it could be his older brother rather than his dad, but. Yeah. Or just somebody, you know, maybe just somebody related to him or not. I doubt that. I imagine there is some kind of relation. I don't know this guy in the red glasses. I think what's making me think that we know him is he kind of gives off, like, a really angry looking Django.
Yeah, I can see it.
Like a really stern looking Django. Maybe, I think it's the red glasses and I don't know, something, but yeah.
Got that Django vibe.
Yeah, but I don't know. So interesting. So many mysteries.
I know, I feel bad that I'm not saying that much, but I just feel like I need to get to the next episode.
Yeah, let's go right now.
Yeah.
Just crushed a bunch of seagulls. The
I
symbol
like to
of
think that
the
they got out.
the symbol of the Navy, by the way.
Mm. That's really nice. That's so sad.
That's sad because he's gonna die there now because he decided to do that.
You should honestly make that raft bigger anyway.
He just recognized her. He knows about the Buster call.
Oh god.
He knows about the Buster call.
The worst place that you could go to.
I wonder if she sold them out. Would it be?
Everyone get out of here!
Why does she have a mark on her cheek? Six years ago.
Let's like pack up some stuff and get out of here then.
There's no running. Is it a poneglyph on the wall?
Probably. Oh. It's unfinished business. So tiny. Well. Oh God. Okay, you go promotion, huh?
She doesn't. They don't even recognize each other.
Oh.
Admiral Kuzan.
Oh, CP9 again.
Aokiji? They said Kuzan, right? Maybe I just read that?
Yeah, no. Get out of here, Robin.
So he was an admiral 20 years ago. I'm so stressed out. I'm sorry, I'm not even talking. I feel really on edge this whole time.
Oh God.
Those island devils.
I'm surprised. I didn't know that they evacuated people. I'd be so scared. They're like, oh, nothing's gonna happen. Just go to this evacuation ship.
His son.
Yeah. The genetics they're really strong here.
Why did she come here?
Yeah. If they didn't know for sure. Yeah, well, he can decide whatever he wants.
Yeah, I just don't know why she came back.
To warn them, maybe? But they only got like 5 seconds warning.
Doesn't need to be proved.
You sure? Damn it. You don't have a devil fruit power? Yeah, well...
Don't.
ロビン、そんなに大きくなったのね。なんてことなんだと思ってるんだ。
Clearly not.
ここに出るとは。おお、派手にやりやがって。プルプルプルプル。もしもし、長官殿であります。敬意いたしました。地下に隠し部屋があり、巨大な石が一つと明らかな古代文字の研究者。
Well,
で、大原の学生たち。ここに貴様らの死罪が確定した。今日この日、世界一の広告教師向けだ。こんだけだ、俺の仕事は。あとは五老星に報告だ。
忘れちゃうの？嘘でしょ？本当に古代文字を読んだだけで。
バカ野郎、このこれ。こいつらの目的は強力な兵器を殺すことにあるんだよ。
嘘よ。みんなそんなこと考えてない。
they're not an errand boy.
兵器そのものなのか。つながりました、長官。ああ、死ぬ前にご老星。世界のトップと話を3期にわたり研究を続け、夢半ばながら、空白の100年に打ち立てた仮説を報告したい。
I really hope we're gonna fucking hear that.
There's no way we're gonna hear that.
ここを離れると罪になる。
博士。
Dun, dun,
確定した
dun.
らしいぞ。本当か。海軍の軍艦が押し寄せてくるぞ。何か始まるんだ。早く避難せ。なんだ。
Where are you going?
ロビン、早くこの島から逃げるでよ。
Son of a bitch. I really. Oh, look at Chopper.
Chopper Man.
Sorry we didn't say a goddamn
It's just
thing that
so
whole time.
frustrating to
It's
watch.
so agonizing.
It's just there's nothing you can do.
I hope to Lord in heaven that we hear what this man is about to say
I want
to the
to
fucking
know
5 Elder Stars.
So bad. But I feel like we're not gonna hear. I feel like Robin's gonna go away. And then, yeah. And then we're not gonna hear. And then they're all gonna die. It's not gonna be good.
What I want to see is young Aokiji. Vice Admiral Kuzan. My bad. Vice Admiral. I was just thinking about so much that I just blanked out the vice part. So this was before he was promoted. We notify the CP9s. So this still was CP9. CP9 was still a thing 20 years ago.
Apparently, well, it seems like, I mean, it could have been started by Spandam's dad. It's also interesting that, yeah, if Aokiji is kind of like the guy that's been like looking after CP9, then it makes sense that he authorized the Buster Call. Not only because we met him, but also clearly he's here, like, you know, dealing with CP9 then as well.
But I want, like, I the one thing with him is like there must be some kind of guilt that he feels. I can only imagine. Because, like, why would he let Robin go if he knows, if he's, like, so, he can't have drank the Kool-Aid so much, because he could have killed them all on that random island, but he didn't. He just walked away. Either that's just, like, dumb, you know, yeah, like some silly thing like that, but I doubt it. I think that because he's a Vice Admiral, because he wasn't in charge at this time, he didn't have the final say, and maybe he wouldn't have done it, or he like saw like this was like a big formative experience to him.
Maybe.
I don't know. What is he reading?
Something.
Is this the same book he had before? He had a book as well when we ran into him.
I don't know. Man. Her mom's cool, but I don't know why she came back here.
I have no idea why the fuck she
If
came
they're,
back.
I mean, they would have found the poneglyphs anyway, and like her giving them notice didn't, really help with anything.
Yeah, because like he says like we would have connected you somehow, but it's like she basically just handed them proof that she cares about this place.
Well, and if she didn't come back here, then she could have escaped and retained some of the knowledge that is about to be lost when everyone dies. Because it's like, they can burn all of the books, but if someone who had read a bunch of the books was still alive, then that would be something, and that's like kind of the point of Robin is like, you know, she's still alive and she knows all this stuff. But her mom obviously knew so much more than she did. So if she just hadn't come back here and had just taken off somewhere else, you know.
I bet she was a part of, or she ran into Roger, I bet.
I was gonna say this, and I feel like this is a dumb theory, and I'm not sure of the timeline of it, but they're like, I don't know, just the fact that she has like very white hair and like Roger has very black hair, and then Robin looks exactly like her but has like black hair. And then they're like, oh, all that unfinished business with Robin's dad, and they kind of like dropped that. Like when they said that, I was like, oh, but I don't know if that's just like kind of a dumb theory. You know? I don't know.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Because we're always trying to connect. Like, we're always like, oh, like, you know, is he related to Luffy in some way? Oh, the timelines don't really match up right that. But I feel like the timeline would match up pretty well with Robin, because she's older. She's like 30.
She's 28.
28.
So when she was like 2, her mom left for 6 years. Came back now that she's 8, 20 years later, and Roger died 22 years ago, 24 years, I forget which, but in the time between Robin's mom leaving and Robin's mom coming back, Roger died, and was taken in by, but wait, when did they say when the researchers died? Did they say, like, was that 6 years ago, or was that, like, a lot more recently?
Let's see. Little Robin is so cute.
Yeah. Your mind, Olivia, are you gonna come aboard a ship or not? If this is about your husband's unfinished business. If this is about your husband's unfinished business.
I mean, probably not, and maybe this is just setting up for, like, someone else. But...
If this is about your husband, and it would be her husband. So if
her husband.
And I doubt Roger is married to her. But...
Yeah.
But maybe, because it's husband. If it was your man's or your lover's, but Roger doesn't seem like he would be married to her. But maybe, because she's like a crazy archaeologist and like super knowledgeable, and he like wrote on the poneglyphs.
What if Roger like married her to get information about the poneglyphs and then just took off and went and found them all?
Or maybe he you know, they got together and then he wanted to carry the information so that she wouldn't be a target, but then she was still hungry for knowledge and left. Anyway. I could see that. It works with the timeline roughly, you know. We don't know exactly... Do we know exactly how old Roger was? I don't have a number in my head.
No.
We assume like 50s, 60s.
Yeah. We assumed... Well, judging by the live action, he was like of a similar, maybe just slightly younger than Garp. Because it was like they were like kind of peers or like rivals in some way.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like... There's not really a lot to go on. I just thought of that during the episode. And I feel like it would be, like, you know, Robin is, like, really, like, so much of the world is now kind of revolving around things that have been brought in because of Robin as a character, you know? Like, poneglyphs and, like, a lot of the things of just the way that the world kind of works. I feel like, you know, like, I feel like she's becoming... her place in the story. I feel like her introduction and the introduction of poneglyphs really like, expanded the world and like really shook things up in the way that the introduction of a lot of other characters didn't. You know, like I don't feel like anyone else, like, you know, when we met Chopper, it wasn't like, it was like really cool. It was like, oh, cool, Chopper, but it wasn't like, oh, now I think about the entire world of One Piece differently.
Yeah.
Because of
a little bit
him.
Because of Blackbeard, but
like, you know what I mean? Like, it not in the same way as there's poneglyphs in a blank century, and there was this buster call, and this entire island got eliminated. You know what I mean? It's very, yeah. I don't know.
I'm just trying. I just feel like there's like 2 or 3 pieces of information that I'm forgetting. Tragically, that would really support some kind of connection between her. Because we theorize that Tom was perhaps Roger's shipwright. That works with the timeline as well. And he was like the ultimate shipwright and ultimate badass. And then fucking, what's his name? Crocus. I've remembered his name. Crocus was Laboon's caretaker and was a doctor. And said, I think, that he was on the seas at one point. And then, like, as they were pulling away, he was like, oh, Roger, what do you think of these guys? Or what do you think of this kid? And so we assume, or we theorize that perhaps it is, he might have been Roger's ship doctor. Because it would line up with, like, Luffy's thing where, like, he's always talking about, like, oh, I want a musician on the ship, which he still haven't got, or I want a shipwright on the ship, or, oh, I need a cook, and then he goes finds a cook. And so, like, he's setting up these, like, he names all these positions.
Yeah. And
because Luffy is, like, it has the spirit of Roger and is following in his footsteps, it would make sense. It would make sense that, like, there's another mirrored person for each of the people that is on our crew that maybe is connected directly to Roger, or is maybe just like fills a similar role in the menagerie of like
people
this
from
guy
that era,
and this dude, or not even like from their era, and then our crew is like the new Roger's crew or whatever, because we're the true pirates, because Luffy's gonna be the king of the pirates and follow in his footsteps and stuff like that. So it makes sense that there's like a reflection there. So we got Chopper, so then there would be like Crocus. We got Cutty, Flam, so then there would be Tom. We got Robin, so then it would make sense if it was Olivia, especially because Olivia fits very snugly in the time where, you know, Roger would be involved. But we don't know how long Roger was in the Grand Line, if he ever went back and forth. You know, we don't know.
Or he was out and then he just like went in and kind of never looked back and left everything else.
But that if the only way that would be true, because this is the West Blue, so like Robin was born around 3 years before this, right? So 3 years, if Roger is dad, 3 years Roger goes out to sea with his buddies. And then she decides, you know, including pregnancy, give or take 3 to 4 years, maybe max. Probably closer to 3 years, because she's probably like 2 here.
When she
or 2.5.
Little Robin.
Yes, yeah. Babyest Robin is like 2, because she was 8. All the stuff happened 20 years ago. The Buster Call, so she was 8 because she's 28. 6 years before that, she left with all of the people. Yeah. So she's like 2.5 or 2 years old, plus 9 months for a pregnancy. If it was Roger and she was maybe a part of Roger's crew, they must have somehow swung by the West Blue, had, you know, dropped off Olivia, had Robin, stayed there for 2 to 3 years. Then she leaves with the researchers, and then there's this thing about your husband's unfinished business. The only I think a big thing why it would be plausible that Roger is her dad is because of Roger being like, Roger was here on the poneglyph in on Verth in Skypiea. So like, you know, and written in poneglyph text. So like, he needs to have somebody, either he knows it or somebody knows it.
Or even someone taught him it. Like if, you know, say he like learned a bunch of information from her and then like took off, and then you know, she was still here. Either still pregnant at the time or whatever, and then, you know, she is going on her own missions. Meanwhile, she doesn't realize that he, like, went over and did all that stuff. And then, you know, he dies, and then it's like, you know, or when would he have died? I feel it's hard without the years here. You can't.
It's either 22 or 24. It would be like while she was out with all the researchers.
Yeah. So if it was like his unfinished business, and like, you know, he has this whole thing of like, oh, go find the One Piece.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I need to kind of find the One Piece, aka the research that he like went off and obviously did without
they're
me.
Connected. The One Piece and the poneglyphs are connected somehow.
Yeah.
Perhaps. is our theory. It's not really 100% confirmed, but
it's like if you find
we're following in Roger's footsteps, and then he's writing Roger was here on the poneglyphs, so it makes sense.
And in order for him to have found all of the poneglyphs, he would have needed to examine this poneglyph in Ohara. He would have, so that means that he would have had to have been here.
Yeah, because they're like breadcrumb. There's some that are talking about the weapons or the weapon, and then there's some that are talking about that are chronicling history of an area, and then but they like lead in a direction.
Yes,
is the point of them.
Yeah,
like a log pose. So.
Yeah, so I guess my thought is like, he could have also
not
just
like
come
a
here.
log pose. I'm just
but it's like if say Roger like going out being king of the pirates, Gold Roger, stumbled across the poneglyphs, and then she kind of taught him about them, and like he was here for a while, and then he like feels this like call of like I need to like get back on the sea and go and do this. I'll leave my pregnant wife behind and be a pirate.
Or maybe, we don't know exactly how he would have felt, given, like, that he's kind of like Luffy in a lot of ways. I think that he'd be like, I don't know, maybe it was an agreement. Maybe it was like, you'll stay here and I'll continue, like, I don't know. We don't know the details, if it is even Roger. I just don't know who else it could be there. It just feels like that's, just because of the specific numbers involved and the timeline that's being set up here.
Yeah.
The only piece that I feel like is connected, but I don't know how, is Revolutionist Dragon. I don't know how he could be connected to this, but I feel like he must be, because they're all doing secret research into weaponry and shit that like that they're not allowed to research. And we don't know anything about Dragon. We just know that he maybe has a devil fruit that's like wind or brings the storm or something, and is this like almost Thor Odin-like figure, and his name's Dragon, and he has those tattoos, and he has red hair, and he wears a green cloak, and once we got to Alabasta, or was it Alabasta, or was it Drum Kingdom? I think it was Drum Kingdom. We heard about Revolutionist Dragon, and that was like 20-something years ago too. So, and he maybe is like, he could be like a first mate to Roger. We don't know anything about him other than that.
I was gonna say also, Robin's mom seemingly clearly does not have a devil fruit, but Robin, a child, has a devil fruit. So if her dad perhaps gave her this devil fruit, that would make a lot of sense. Because at first I thought like, oh, maybe her mom has a cool devil fruit and then also gave her a devil fruit.
But she's like risking her life and she didn't pull it out.
Exactly.
So
and you would, if you had one, that would be the situation to use it
100%.
in,
Especially when like you care about all this knowledge. Everybody is at gunpoint. Yeah. Your daughter is there. Maybe we'll see it. If we see it next episode, that'll change things.
But, like, I guess my thoughts is, like, she must have got it from she had it when she was, like, so young.
8 at the oldest.
She's not the kind of kid like Luffy that's like, oh, what's this?
She kind of is. She's curious,
but she's more cautious than that. And these people aren't the kind of guys that just have devil fruits laying around. You know what I mean? Like,
it's very strange that she has a devil fruit.
Responsible for someone clearly gave that to her. And by the way that the kids were acting, it wasn't like, oh, Robin suddenly is weird.
Yeah, that's
it
her
was
thing.
Like we're 6 years old. We've always known Robin, and she's always been a fucking weirdo with a million hands.
I bet they gave her, like, devil fruit applesauce when she was a baby.
We can't let her choke on it. Let's mash it up.
Just to protect her. That's the kind of shit that I could imagine, like, Luffy, like, say, like, again, the parallels between Luffy and Roger, if it is Roger, going with that kind of logic. I could see Luffy doing that. Or
like, oh, here, my kid's gonna be cool one day. I'm gonna give them this devil fruit, and then I'm gonna take off and do my own thing, and they'll take off and do their own thing when their time comes.
Or here's just like a random scenario, like possibly like fan fiction maybe. Say it's Roger, and they're at sea. They're in the Grand Line, they're lost at sea. Maybe they lost a log pose, maybe it's between islands, they ran out of food. They have a devil fruit, and there's a baby.
But how would they be in the Grand Line?
Wherever, lost at sea. Just going with that kind of thing. We are out of food. It's, Olivia, maybe she didn't give birth, because we didn't see her be pregnant or give birth to, we didn't see that kind of a scene or that kind of timeline. We saw her leaving when she was like 2 or 3 years old. So maybe, like, why would you feed, like, what I'm thinking is, in what circumstance would you feed a fucking baby or a toddler a devil fruit, like, willingly, you know? Either Robin is a curious kid, like she snuck into the bottom, you know, she was watching them research poneglyphs without them even knowing.
Yeah.
So maybe she did steal it, but on the idea that she didn't steal it and it was given to her, what reason would somebody have to give her, as a baby or toddler, a devil fruit? The only thing that I could think is they had no food, or they were out of food and they had no way of feeding her, so they gave her the one piece of food that they had, which could be a devil fruit, which they were maybe saving to sell, or maybe it was they had it and Olivia was going to eat it, but instead, or maybe she did eat it when she was pregnant and for some reason went to Robin.
I also thought I was gonna be interested because we knew that Robin had it since she was a kid. So if her mom had one, or like the same one or a similar one, I was gonna suggest, like, oh, maybe you can, like, spawn, like, another devil fruit child if you have a devil fruit, because we haven't seen anyone who has a devil fruit who's a parent, as far as we know. Like, that hasn't really been a thing. We haven't seen any mothers with a child that also has a devil fruit power.
I guess not, unless you count fucking weird ass Chimney. There's something wrong with her. I don't know if it's a devil fruit.
It's something. But anyway.
But yeah, it's just you're right. It's a very...
I feel like I was going to say it in the episode, but I needed, like, I wanted to think about it because, like, I can't remember but there was, like, a specific... There's something, like, just a very specific moment that kind of was, like, I was like, oh... What if her dad was Roger? But then I was kind of like, that's kind of crazy.
I think it's
and I feel like it is kind of crazy, but it's like not.
It's not that crazy because again, it's like. I want to spoil Naruto. You know, the biggest reveal in Naruto, but you probably know what I mean. It's like you don't hide somebody's identity for no reason. Yeah. Like you especially not even mentioning a name, not even mentioning like that he's a pirate or anything. They are completely. They just said your husband, so it makes she has to have been married to him, unless it's a translation error. It could very well be. It could that could just be the best.
Daddy.
That could just be the best translation, given maybe Japan has a thing where like there is no baby daddy word or like something like that. So they use husband because husband is like synonymous with that type of role in the family. The
father of your child.
Yeah. But so maybe it's that, but going with the idea that it is a husband, they would be married. And yeah, 26 or 28 years ago. Yeah, it fits perfectly in that window right before Roger like essentially gives himself, which by the way, he had to have given himself up. Like that's the other thing with all of this is he had to have given himself up. So why would he do that?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it could have something to do with Robin. I doubt it. I feel like Roger is bigger than just one member of the crew that isn't Luffy. I feel like there's more of a connection to Luffy. But, this is just a theory. Going with that, I feel like there's more to that. Until maybe if we watch the next couple episodes, we'll get an inkling that it points us more in a direction.
Yeah. But, I also think that it would be a very interesting choice to, like, I don't know, because, like, since you brought up Naruto, we shit on Naruto a lot for, like, everything is all related to one guy. Like, the world revolves around the main character. And so I feel like it would be kind of a bold move if you had, like, okay, there's this guy, and he was the king of the pirates, and he was so awesome, and then you see this younger guy, and you're like, oh, he's so reminiscent of Gold Roger. Yeah. It's like he's his child, or like reincarnated or some shit. But then if he had an actual child that was not the main character, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would be also...
Yeah, I don't think that Luffy is directly related to Gold Roger. I don't think Gold Roger is at least Luffy's dad. It might be. I think your cuck theory has some pliability to it.
Yeah.
I feel like that has some weight to it, but
But you see what I'm saying though? Like I feel like it would be a very interesting choice to have like someone that should in theory be the chosen one, like the child of the, the great king.
Yeah.
Not be the main character, like have the you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's kind of an interesting I feel like that's an interesting choice.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but
And
But-
that can be a common thing. Like, you know, Vegeta is a good example where, like, Goku's not the fucking prince of all Saiyans, but he's, you know, he's more powerful and more, like, important. But Vegeta is the prince of all... He's the one with the bloodline. He's the one with, like, the connection to the ancient race of people with connections to Frieza and stuff like that. It's not Goku. Goku's just a random kid. So, like... And they're, you know, we got more potential, like, I guess... inspirational connections with like the Luffy Sun Wukong connection that I mentioned before of him being able to like copy abilities and stuff like that, or see things like that and study opponents' abilities and throw them back at them with like almost no practice. So there's a connection there. Obviously there's a connection just because they're both, you know, really influential shonen. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I guess there's precedence with another thing that's in the same genre and is a big inspiration for this series that has that similar idea of the main character's not the main prince, it's actually this other person, even though the main character, like, in like you know, going early in Dragon Ball, Vegeta's not the Super Saiyan. He's not like the Super Saiyan of legend. I mean, eventually they all become Super Saiyans. So like, but like the idea with the lore when all that was being established is Goku is just a random dude. He's just a random Saiyan who was sent to another planet to conquer it, bumped his head, lost all his memory and directive to like destroy the planet. Instead turns into eventually trains and becomes the embodiment of the legends of their people. Similar to how, you know, Luffy is a lot more like King of the Pirates, great pirate era, you know, do what you want and, you know, don't be an asshole about it type thing. Like the brighter side to Blackbeard's like darker side of that kind of thing. So he's embodying that like spirit of the mythos essentially, but he's friends with the person who is perhaps an actual descendant of that type of thing, but that person isn't the, you know, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so there's precedence for that in like another series that heavily inspired all shonen.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something there. Maybe that's like a point of connection.
Either we're like really cooking here, or people are just like,
I bet
you guys are dumb as fuck.
I bet people think we're like that. I bet this is the exact kind of. I bet you're 100% on track. Even if it's not true, with exactly what people were thinking when these chapters came out. Like I guarantee you,
like,
there's no way.
I cannot be the only person.
After you said it was like, oh my god, that's perfect. Like it makes perfect sense.
I mean, and it could also be like a bit of a red herring. Like it could be like leading you in that direction, because and I mean, maybe in the very next episode it will literally be a dad reveal of who her dad is.
I mean, the black hair, white hair thing is like that's like, that has to be
like, I just
intentional.
felt like, okay, when we see Robin's mom she looks exactly like Robin, but with white hair.
Where'd the black hair come from?
And we also know that, like, typically, like, we see, like, someone like Usopp, for example, and he looks like a combination of his mom and his dad. You know what I mean? Like, parents and children, like, I feel like they
visually show those connections.
They visually show. I mean, we don't have a ton of examples of like where we see both parents and stuff, but from what we have seen, I feel like, you know, you get these traits from this parent and these traits from this parent. Oh, Robin looks 100% identical. Even her body shape is like the exact same as her mom.
By the way, same voice actor. They went that far.
It's like
Robin's
she
adult
is a
voice actor.
carbon copy. The haircut, identical, except she has white hair, which I feel like it's like not just doing like brown hair or pink hair or
but
like
weirdly,
anything.
the haircut isn't exactly the same.
Like
her
the
mom
bangs
has wavy hair.
Yeah, well, that's what I was also gonna say. Like the way that the bangs kind of are is the same. But yeah, you're right. It's
now that you look at it, it's like, and you think about Robin today, she has like a bob cut that's like long and straight. Whereas Olivia has long wavy white hair. So that's another feature as well. So then the dad would, I mean, unless Oda's gonna go the point of doing this is to give us something to work with. So like Oda could go with like recessive genes and a whole fucking genealogy to Robin and Olivia and
maybe
stuff like that.
She like bashed her head and got white hair. She's so stressed out.
I think that you're right, that Olivia's design is meant to communicate us things about the dad. So like the only two things that are different about her and Olivia as from their adult designs is that black hair, straight hair. That's it. They have the same eye color and skin color as far as the anime is concerned. I know that like there's a controversial thing where Robin does have like she doesn't have like the blue around her
Yes.
eyes. That's more of an effect. And people have said that her tan skin, she's not actually tan. She's way more white looking. So like that's important detail.
But clearly
the
within
anime
this
changed.
format, they made them look the same.
And that's important.
And that's important.
So going with that theory, Roger, straight black hair.
Yeah.
So, you know, take that for what you will. And it doesn't, and the ends of the hair are also a lot more similar. Like this is one shot, for example, but like, you know, you could see it. And her hair is way more shiny than Roger's hair, but also we haven't really seen a depiction of Roger in like current art style One Piece anime. So like,
We haven't really seen him at his best either.
The depictions of Roger that we've seen and the times that we flash back to Ask D question, as it is known apparently, is you know, his hair looks more like Luffy, basically just longer.
Nico Robin, like R, like Roger.
Oh shit.
Not saying
shit.
it.
I could see that, you know, but why didn't she have the D?
That's true. This is true.
It's not Nico D Robin, it's just Nico Robin.
Yeah.
But maybe if, like, because Goldie Roger was, like, a fuck-up, just either something wrong or some kind of a cover-up thing, like we've theorized, that he's not, like, this blessed person with the D, whatever that means, and they're trying to, like, cover up any significance with Roger as a person, so they just say Gold Roger. Or it's just that it's been bastardized over time. Either interpretation.
Also, in this episode,
so maybe just one thing.
Sorry.
If that's like a thing, if the bastardization or that kind of thing is a thing, and they're trying to hide Robin, then it would make sense that they wouldn't give her the D.
Yeah, well, also, like, what if, her mom didn't do it on purpose? Because the giant in this episode said to Robin, D, and then she was like, D? So then I'm like, Like, I'm like, why would it be important for Robin right now as a child to know that D is like a thing?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
are we gonna get revealed that it's actually Nico
bring
D.
that,
Robin?
like, that's why I'm like, it's
like,
getting brought up for
why
reasons. Why
make,
would you bring that up?
Yes. There's something there.
If it wasn't relevant, like you. Especially with like where the place in which One Piece is at right now, I don't things aren't getting brought up by accident. You know what I mean? Like the fact that we have the Elbaf warriors in like the current timeline, and then here we have this other giant, but he's not Elbaf, and he talks about them. You know what I mean? Like that's setting up to expand upon. Okay, like it's like, oh, the Elbafs are back in the story, and now we're expanding that further by adding another set of giants, and now we're bringing back. Oh, this Robin's mysterious father. It's like, oh, her mom. It's her mom. She's so cool. I'm like blindsided thinking about her mom. Oh, she gets every trait from her mom. She looks exactly like her mom, except her dad is very mysterious and gone, and she has a devil fruit power. You know what I mean?
There's way too many weird things like that. You're right.
Yeah.
These all have to mean something, whether it's Roger or not. It seems like there's no, like, so far here, just as far as, you know, proving or, you know, whatever, like as far as theorizing goes, there's nothing that says it couldn't be Roger. There's a lot of things that could point in his direction. They don't exclusively point in his direction.
They point,
but it's like, nothing points against him. And there are a couple things that line up a little bit too well, the timeline in particular.
It's like with Luffy, it's like you could be like, he literally could not be Gold Roger's child because Gold Roger would have been dead
by the time he was conceived.
He could be his grandfather. It could be, you know what I mean? Like that the original cuck theory, you know, could still happen, but the timeline of this is much like there's nothing that we have explored that makes me think that no, it couldn't be.
What was this is another thing where like we're reaching a lot into like different territory now.
Yeah.
But like considering Roger, just also to kind of refresh us. So we know that Luffy and Ace grew up together. Mm-hmm. We don't know their relation. Luffy doesn't have freckles. Ace has freckles.
Yeah.
They look identical other than that. But like Ace looks a little bit more like, I mean, he's taller and a little bit more muscular, I guess, but like, and just cooler in general. But we also know that, you know, Luffy has a very strong bond with Shanks. We've theorized that Ace and Shanks possibly had a similar connection. I need to do some actual research with this because I don't remember the actual timeline, but I think there was a thing where based on what we were thinking about when Shanks was there and when Ace left, that Ace would have known Shanks and left off to go be a pirate while Shanks was like hanging out with Luffy. But I don't know where this is going. But like, you know, because there's speculation about Roger's involvement with all of them, basically. Did we learn that Shanks was, I mean, did we theorize, there's so much to think about that I don't know whether what I'm thinking was a guess, just a random guess that I make sometimes, just like, oh, well, what if this random complete nonsense thing is true? Or if it's a theory that we made based on evidence, or if it was something that was foreshadowed and that like is a larger theory, or if it was just a fact that we were told and I'm just forgetting which it is. So I think we theorized that maybe Shanks was like, that perhaps like Whitebeard or Blackbeard or both of them were like students of Roger, or that Ace or Shanks, no, that Shanks wasn't it confirmed that Shanks was on Whitebeard's ship, that he was like a protege of him that left and started his own thing? I can't remember all these fucking details. I feel like I'm trying to remember all these, not for any specific reason, but because I feel like if there is any credence to this theory about Robin and Roger, that there is a nugget in there that adds to the pile. So but I don't remember anything about those fucking details. I'll remember when something directly references them. I'll be like, oh my god, brain blast, and it'll all come to me. But like I can't
without that something.
And I'm also afraid of people thinking that I like fucking know too much or something, or I'm spoiled. And I don't want to give that impression, so I want to like back up everything I say rather than just say random shit, because then people are gonna be like, oh, he guessed that random thing and now he knows everything. What a coincidence. I don't know. It's just there's so much shit, and it's not even over. We need to watch more.
Yeah, we gotta get...
Leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next one, Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.